Some SUVs have owners who just refuse to sell them. We're talking 250,000, 500,000 miles, no catastrophic failures, no horror stories, just oil changes, tires, and a vehicle that shows up for work every single day like it has a mortgage to pay. Today, we're breaking down the 8 SUVs that are genuinely built to go the distance. These are the vehicles you buy when you are utterly sick of car payments and want off the hamster wheel. Number 1 on this list? You already know what it is. It will outlive the heat death of the universe. But the ones in the middle? That's where the real conversation is. Let's get into it. Number 8, Honda CR-V, 2012 to 2022. We are looking at 2 specific versions here. The earlier 4th gen with the 2.4-liter K24 engine, 2012 to 2014 specifically, before they introduced the CVT in 2015, and the much later hybrid models. The K24 engine is an absolute legend in the automotive community. It is a masterpiece of 4-cylinder engineering. Mechanics literally weep when they see it roll into the shop because they know they won't be able to charge you enough to make their boat payments. The timing chain lasts forever. The block is indestructible, and the average annual maintenance cost is roughly $47. That's the cost of a large pizza and some wings. The hybrid version is brilliant for a totally different reason. Honda's 2-motor hybrid setup basically deletes the traditional transmission from the equation. The gas engine mostly just acts as a generator for the battery, and the electric motor drives the wheels directly. No conventional gearbox means fewer moving parts, and fewer moving parts equals fewer things to spectacularly explode at 150,000 miles. Plus, thanks to regenerative braking, your physical brake pads will easily outlast your desire to own the car. Are you one of those CR-V owners refusing to sell your K24 even though it has 250,000 miles on it? Confess your hoarding in the comments. Hit like if your annual car maintenance budget is literally just the price of a large pizza. Number 7, 2nd generation Acura RDX, 2013 to 2018. This one flies completely under the radar, and used buyers are absolutely sleeping on it. The 3rd gen RDX, 2019 and up, went with a highly stressed turbocharged 4-cylinder, a new transmission, and a touchpad infotainment system that makes you want to drive the car directly into a lake out of sheer frustration. But the 2nd gen, completely different story. It ran Honda's J-Series 3.5-liter V6, paired with a normal, boring, beautiful 6-speed automatic. No turbos, no direct injection carbon buildup issues, no complexity for the sake of complexity. The typical owner of a 2nd gen RDX was a retired librarian named Susan who kept it in a climate-controlled garage and brought it to the dealer every 3,000 miles because a little sticker on the windshield told her to. You are buying Susan's pristine maintenance record. The one major thing you have to stay on top of is the timing belt and water pump service at 100,000 miles. Drop the $1,200 for that service and you're good for another decade. You get actual luxury, a quiet cabin, and maintenance costs that won't require a second mortgage. Did you manage to buy your 2nd gen RDX from a retired librarian named Susan, or are you still hunting for one? Tell me your odometer reading in the comments. And if you're enjoying your life without a broken infotainment trackpad, hit like. Number 6, Toyota Highlander 3rd and 4th gen, 2014 to present. It's a toaster that seats 7, and I mean that as a massive compliment. It's the ultimate product of Toyota's philosophy. Take what works, share it across the Sienna and the Lexus RX, and build millions of them so the supply chain is utterly flooded with cheap, high-quality replacement parts. The V6 models run the 2GR FKS engine, which uses Toyota's D4S injection system. It has both direct injection and port injection. This means you get the fuel economy of direct injection, but the port injectors wash the back of the intake valves with fuel, completely preventing the carbon buildup that plagues modern Audis, BMWs, and Fords. It's a brilliant engineering solution to a modern problem. But the hybrid version is the real star. Toyota's eCVT sounds like a standard CVT, but it's actually a planetary gear set housed with 2 electric motor generators. No physical belts, no steel bands to slip, no friction cones. Toyota has been refining this exact architecture since the original 1997 Prius. There are Highlander hybrid owners casually reporting 300,000 miles on the original hybrid battery, while getting 36 mpg moving a whole soccer team. It is the ultimate family cheat code. Number 5. Mazda CX5, 2012 to present. Mazda simply does not get enough credit for looking at the rest of the automotive industry and saying, no thanks. While every other brand was shrinking their engines and bolting on turbos to cheat the EPA fuel economy tests, resulting in engines that cook their own oil and eat spark plugs, Mazda gave us a naturally aspirated 2.5-liter four-cylinder. They called it Skyactiv. It uses a crazy high compression ratio to get efficiency without the thermal nightmare of forced induction. It actually works. But the real hero move, no CVT. While the competition went all in on continuously variable transmissions that drone loudly and feel like you're driving a rubber band waiting to snap, Mazda stuck with a traditional planetary geared 6-speed torque converter automatic. It has a special lockup clutch that makes it feel snappy, but fundamentally, it's old school reliable tech. Add in an interior that makes entry-level BMWs look like they were assembled by Fisher-Price, and running costs of around $400 a year, that's economy car money for an SUV that actually possesses steering feel and driving dynamics. Just put a clear bra on the front bumper. Mazda's Soul Red crystal paint is gorgeous, but it chips if you look at it too hard. If you're thanking the automotive gods every day that Mazda refused to put a rubber band CVT in your SUV, hit the like button. And let me know in the comments, how fast did your Soul Red paint chip? Number 4. Toyota Sequoia, 2nd Gen 2008 to 2022. The numbers on this one are stupid. The 2nd Gen Sequoia was built directly on the Tundra pickup platform. The fully boxed frame, the massive rear axle, the oversized cooling system, it was all engineered to haul literal tons of construction equipment across a dirt lot. When you use it just to take Braid into lacrosse practice or grab groceries, the truck doesn't even know it's awake. You are utilizing maybe 10% of its structural capacity. The 5.7-liter V8, the 3URFE, gets absolutely atrocious gas mileage. You will get 14 mpg on a good day going downhill with a tailwind. But this engine will outlast human civilization. Toyota intentionally overbuilt this thing with absurdly heavy internal components. The only real known issue is a weeping cam tower leak, which honestly most owners just ignore because it almost never gets bad enough to matter. Nearly 40% of 2nd Gen Sequoias reach 250,000 miles. That's roughly 8 times the industry average. Yes, it drinks gas like a frat boy on spring break, but you will save tens of thousands of dollars by never having to replace twin turbos or a 10-speed transmission like you would in a modern Ford Expedition. Number 3. Lexus RX 3rd and 4th Gen 2010 to 2022. The absolute benchmark of luxury reliability. The RX isn't an SUV, it is a rolling isolation chamber designed to separate you from the misery of the outside world, and it will do so for 20 years without complaining. The 3.5-liter V6, the 2GR series, has been around so long that there are 0 surprises left. Compare an RX at 100,000 miles to a German competitor at the same mileage. At 100K, a Mercedes GLE or BMW X5 is essentially a blinking check engine light that occasionally moves. They will demand new air suspension struts at $1,500 a corner, a high-pressure fuel pump, and the $3,000 optical loop sensor you can't even pronounce. The Lexus RX at 100,000 miles? It just wants a polite oil change, some new wiper blades, and maybe some fresh brake fluid. The leather in an RX holds up to decade-long abuse, the real wood trim doesn't crack, and the ride stays incredibly composed. You buy an RX when you want the luxury car experience without the luxury car trauma. If your RX has outlived 3 of your neighbor's BMWs, hit the like button in silent victory. Drop a comment and let me know what year yours is. I bet the wood trim still looks absolutely brand new. Number 2. Lexus GX 460, 2nd Gen 2010 to 2023. If you don't know what this is, pay close attention. The GX 460 looks like a country club mall crawler, but underneath the soft semi-aniline leather and the Mark Levinson sound system, it is a body-on-frame Toyota Land Cruiser Prado. This is the exact same platform that international aid organizations, the UN, and remote expedition operators use in sub-Saharan Africa, environments where a breakdown means you might literally die. Toyota engineered it for absolute survival, slapped some Lexus badges on it and a quiet exhaust, and sold it to suburban real estate agents. The 4.6-liter V8, the 1URFE, is ancient, heavy, and immortal. And thankfully, Lexus used a mechanical hydraulic suspension system called KDSS instead of electronic air suspension. It mechanically disconnects the sway bars off-road for articulation and tightens them on-road for cornering. No airbags to pop, no electronic sensors to stroke out. Used buyers have caught on to this cheat code, which means the overland tax has kept used prices high, but it is worth every single penny. It is Land Cruiser engineering wearing a tuxedo. Did you pay the massive overland tax for your GX, or did you manage to steal it from a suburban real estate agent who didn't know what they had? Let me know down in the comments. Hit like if you're thrilled you don't have electronic air suspension to replace. Number 2, Toyota 4Runner, 5th Gen, 2010 to 2024. Are you surprised? Of course you aren't. And that is the entire point of the 4Runner. Toyota built this vehicle in essentially the exact same configuration for 14 years. While the rest of the industry was panicking, chasing 10-speed transmissions, mild hybrid 48-volt systems, and replacing dashboards with massive iPads that crash like a 2004 Dell laptop, Toyota changed absolutely nothing. And its owners love it for exactly that reason. Right now, people are panic buying the last of the 2024 V6 models because they're terrified of the complex turbocharged 4-cylinder hybrid replacing it in 2025. The 4-liter V6 has a massive timing chain. There is no replacement interval. The 5-speed A750F automatic transmission is so ancient and overbuilt that automotive journalists call it dull and sluggish, which in automotive terms is the highest compliment you can get. The seating position is a little weird. Your legs stick straight out like you're in a bathtub, and it drives like a truck because it is a truck. But the climate controls are massive physical knobs you can operate with winter gloves on. It has a roll-down rear window that dogs love. There is no $3,000 touchscreen assembly to replace when the software inevitably bricks itself. It handles off-road abuse, rust, high-mileage daily driving, and general neglect without breaking a sweat. It is the cast iron skillet of the automotive world. You don't upgrade it, you just keep seasoning it and using it. That's the list. The secret to winning the car game isn't buying the newest tech, it's buying the right engineering, actually changing the fluids on time, and enjoying your decades of not sitting in a dealership waiting room drinking their terrible Keurig coffee. See you in the next one.